Hey, what's up, y'all? This is me, and Mr. Big Rose 11 again, and I'm gonna give you a review of the Deuce Season 3, Episode 2, Morta, I think. Some French shit, I don't know what it is, though. But yeah, as we've learned last week, get some better lightning. So, as we learned last week, that Frankie's doing amateur porn, right? So, he goes to the sex shop and he has a meeting with this couple, and they were having sex in their own home with their own video camera, and then they get interrupted by a male guy. And they and then they open the door to let them watch for a second. I mean, all I'm saying is that Frankie's putting his porn thing on to like the next level, right? And right now, Rudy is worried about that, because Frankie, I mean, I know he's a family man, but he hasn't changed his habits, man. I mean, he's still hustling. I mean, making amateur porn and doing drug dealing and all that stuff, though. I mean, right, and this fool over here, he trying to live a double life, right? Trying to make porn, do some money, because it's all about money, though. So money is an issue. So Frankie and the other hand has a meeting with this guy, right? And it turns out that this guy was doing is dealing with kitty porn. Oh, that is some sick perverted shit, man. And then Rudy confronts him about that. I mean, he's just Rudy doesn't even like it because he saw the end of the tapes. I mean, these guys doing dirty stuff though. I mean, Rudy's worried, and he's also worried about John Gotti, man. I mean, he's also worried about John Gotti taking over, and then he's also worried about the Gambino family. I mean, Paul was like in over his head and all that stuff. And they got this indictments against these monsters and all that stuff. I mean, he's worried that if Paul goes, that a guy will take over or something like that, as a businessman or something like that. So, no, I didn't say Paul. I said Rudy's worried. Yeah, Rudy is worried. His business is drying up because of the age scare. And not only that, though, he's worried about Paul Castellano and or because his business is empire. Is they in other words, it's a sign that the mob is going down the toilet. And with John Gotti, he's gonna take over after Paul Castellano dies. Oh, get this. He John Gotti was responsible for whacking Paul Castellano. They set him up, murdered him just right there to take over his spot. And look at this asshole over here though. He like the king of New York kid. Like he's Mr. Untouchable. He is the king. He like whatever. I mean, guess what? John Gotti got locked up for open running his big mouth. Saying before. I mean, it all catches up to you. It fights you up. Like this is not karma. I mean, God will punish his ass. And look at him. John Gotti, I mean, he became a prominent figure back in the late 80s with his fancy suits and murders and stuff like that. And he's the one responsible for killing Paul Castellano. And look at him. He, yeah, he is, he got locked up for running his big ass mouth. His arrogance, man, his jerk. So, and even though he died, I mean, Sammy the Bull testified against him. So, I mean, John Gotti, enough with that John Gotti shit, man. He's being white mobsters. I mean, like I said, these are the side of the mobsters, so they going to be locked up. Their days are the beginning of the mob days is ending though. It's 1985, so I mean in 1985 I turned 90 years old in '85, so let's go. Let's moving on now. Let's see. Vincent's club got raided. Bobby's son. I mean, Bobby Jr. As you know, he knows that his guy, his name James. He's this actor who plays him. It's James Gandolfini's son. From Sopranos. Yeah, they look alike, right? So I gotta call that actor Mr. Baby Soprano. And speaking of Soprano, though, he's gonna be on Soprano prequel coming out next year. Some rising star. I mean, like father, like son, though. So anyway, Vinny's club got raided because this white boy who was sniffing coke with Bobby Jr. and all that stuff, though, he tipped off to the police because he got in a confrontation with one of some club goer or party goer, Next thing you know is that Big Mike steps in, threw his ass out the club, and you know that cracker called him an ape, racist shit. I mean, Mike should have just punched him in the stomach and kick his ass, man, because that's some racist shit. But Big Mike kept the professional, threw the white boy's ass out the club, and the white boy called the police on him, and they raided the club. And then the next day, raided from Vinny's club. Next day, Vinny's at some church where the kid got communion or something like that, and his brother Frank was there, and Vinny, the whole family was there. Bobby, his wife, Frankie's wife. Whole family was there. So here comes Baby Soprano Jr. telling the father, Bobby, his father, that he wants to do some investments and all that stuff. So, and he also told him that he's having some bachelor party with his buddies. But you know that Bobby's son though, he's rising to Wall Street. He's working at Wall Street. It's the 1980. It's the 1985. Shit. And then Bobby's son has a bachelor party where these jerks, the idiots, storm up them coke and all that stuff. And you got the boys over there showing their tits and all that. Man, it's crazy. So and then and anyway, speaking about Bobby's father, Bobby, right? He goes to the church. He goes to the doctor. Good news, he's clean. He got no HIV. And then he left a joke saying, "I'm gonna have a heart attack." And then next thing he knows that he comes back to the parlor, and then one of his workers made a remark asking what you do. And then Bobby was like, "I don't want to hear this. Shut the hell up." And then told Black Frankie to take out the beepers. Now, the beepers. I think back in the 80s, they got this the new technology device called beepers, and then Black Frankie hands out the beepers. Now and then, and you can speaking of beepers, like I said though, there was like some new technology craze back then. The beepers, and the cell phone too was introduced on that show. Because when I think it was Rudy the mobster was talking to Vinny in the car, they're having a conversation. He's worried about John Gotti and all that stuff, and he shows him. Vinny sees he's got like a cell phone, and Rudy shows him. Oh man, that's how I tell you. They keep up with the times because it's the '80s. They showing these new gadgets like the cell phones, the beepers. It was like the style back in the days and all that stuff. Now, meanwhile in LA, Lori though she is over there doing a porn shoot, and then she's standing up for herself because she don't want no corn in her ass. And she's doing a sex scene with this guy. Guy is eating her out, and then next thing you know is that he was shove a corn in her ass. And Lori, she doesn't like that shit. She took a stand, and then next thing you know is that she decides to quit. So she goes to Kiki, Miss Figueroa from Orange is the New Black, right? She was there last season as an agent helping her and all that stuff, though. So she runs into Miss Fig, Kiki, aka Miss Fig, and she was having problems on the set. And Miss Fig tells her, "Listen, go finish your shoot like a pro. Nothing lasts forever." And then Lori says that she wants to do legitimate work, like stuff. And she was like, Miss Fig was like, "Nah. You're on the other side of Hollywood, though. All you gotta do is that you have to go finish this film. All that just stuff is like nothing lasts forever." So, and then Miss Fig also mentioned about Tracy Lords getting a lot of stuff though. But back then, Tracy Lords though, she was doing porn while underage until feds found out that she was underage, so that they had to say delete or edit out Tracy Lord's scenes. I don't know. Tracy Lords was one crazy hoe. So, and so Miss Fig is like crazy horse, excuse my language. So Miss Fig tells her, Go finish that shoot. So she finishes the shoot, and then the cops came and raided the house because some neighbor tipped the cops off about they doing some lewd conduct or whatever. And then when Lloyd finds out about this, and she runs out the house and runs away. Never got caught. Meanwhile, we are back in the city. The Shay. She is ill. Next, she's falling. She got worse. She ended up in the hospital, and the ladies were visiting her, made she get well and all that. Next thing you know is that Abby, she comes to visit her again. She's gone. Shay's gone. Has she died? Man, and then that's how it ended. And then, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention about Candy, right? She's still having friction between her and the director. Because Candy, when we last saw, she's doing a right porn, and then last week, her boss Harvey or whatever, he said that you gotta change the game though, because when they seen that new wave hooker shit, new wave horse shit, he suggested they should do like straight porn, hardcore stuff, syphilis, and then Kenny didn't want to do it though. She didn't like that shit. She wanted to make a rock porn, and and then the director wanted to do just regular stuff, like hardcore stuff, like simple, no storyline, just sex, loose stuff though, and their business relationship is like getting ready to go down the toilet because Harvey, like Kane said, is a saint. At first, they want to do something creative. Sure, creative ideas is like it ain't working. Harvey's like a businessman because right now everything is like, well, most of the foreign films is going to like be shot videotape, straight to video, VHS and all that stuff because it's booming. It's booming business though. They rather release porn on the home video rather than seeing it in public theaters though. They don't want to keep up with the technology. So Candy, she's doing a sex scene, and then she got like Frankie's lady wife doing playing the maid and all this stuff. So other than that, like I said, that Frankie's hustle is being exposed, and then Vince is like pondering. I don't know. Vince is like I don't know. And he's trying to reconcile with his ex-wife and all that. And Frankie's like amateur porn thing is getting like in some trouble, and then Candy's business with Washington is with Harvey's getting the worsen, and then Shay gone, died. Even though I like the music, they played Shannon Let the Music Play and the Talking Heads Once in a Lifetime. It's the 80s stuff. So it's good to see a little Mr. Soprano back on that show. So there ain't no action, no violence. So we'll have to wait and see. Just be patient. I'm out.